Listen, I know about you guys, but the person who killed us two is among us. I definitely can't believe it. Wait. Oh. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out no matter the cost. For our sake, for our friends' sake, for Ibuki and Kyoko's sake. Life-threatening trial pill. Dog thinks he's the ultimate writing prodigy. Yeah, let's save this. Alright, let's see. Let's look at these. Ah, 2 victims? Oh, I'll believe when I see it. There are bloodstains on the soles of... Some person had to come in here and look at... Someone had to come in here and look at somebody's feet.
Then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is, and vote for
That
who
is not how
did
you
it.
hang somebody.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Okay, just don't let him finish the sentence, and he'll have some great comedic timing.
Who cares about this boring explanation?
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head?
Huh? What's wrong with that?
Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Okay, stop showing me your boobs.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments.
We agree.
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Kyoko.
What the?
Spending the
That's
night at the hospital was
nice.
great.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms.
Yeah, let's go.
We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
That's crazy, man.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling.
Guys, alright, one person. Do you think when there's gonna be VOD'd after I stop, you think this is gonna get some sort of warning because of this?
I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue. And unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
Okay.
At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
I don't know, it's either pronounced it wrong or I'm pronouncing it wrong.
I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then, I noticed Ibuki was gone. So, I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him, in various ways, to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
Dog, just get on with it and say you hoinky sploinky.
I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's, and not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so, we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out.
Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Dog, you were asleep the entire time.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw that, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Okay, Hajime, it's okay. The writers are just trying to get you in a situation where I could just type in something like this. Nagito went up to Hajime and kissed him on his hot lips.
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Shit.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me.
Prove you're not the killer. Ugh. Wait, shoot.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
Hajime's a
I
liar?
don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Wait, hold on. Alright, so that's...
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
Alright, that's not it.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime...
The fact that the bodies were means it probably is Hajime's fault.
I'm a witch.
Hajime's testimony...
Hajime's... And the fact that Ibuki...
That would also...
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the move means it probably is Hajime's fault. Hajime's testimony is clear.
Oh wait.
And the fact that Ibuki...
That would also...
Let me just.
After all, Hajime's the...
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the move means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Oh wait. There should be a conjure. Alright, there.
Make sure you go over to Dead Meat Presents and check it out. It is literally the best video. Didn't that be at least? There were 10 kills in Puppet Master.
I like how this Kyoko got age restricted because they didn't like the puppet being stepped on, but they have no problem with someone's head being hooked through their torso, uncensored. Man, I love double standards. Alright guys, I'm
Hajime's
Alright,
testimony...
yeah, I got the right one.
And the fact that Ibuki...
That would also...
I don't think I can... After all, Hajime...
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously, because...
Did Hajime kill...
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
No, that's wrong!
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie?
Hold on a sec! You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well,
Crack.
since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
Get this twink out of here.
It also provides a good warm-up.
Fellas, is this man gay? Or is he at the very least bi?
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Oh, Hajime. I didn't mean a game warm-up. I meant a warm-up for bed. Huh?
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
Dude! Oh my
What a
god!
waste of time. Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Unless you walked in while she was hanging herself. It was like, oh my god! And then someone else just came in and murdered her. Boom. That's
like
what
I said
happens.
before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Kyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Kyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
You know who is good with like taping stuff up? You. That's right. He used to kill. No.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
True. True.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was
Bad
hiding
jokes,
inside
more
the
like
venue,
dad jokes.
we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
I mean, there's a chance. Maybe it's just the king. Who knows? Is that really it? Okay. Okay. Make your argument.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay.
The killer was still inside by locking the door from the inside.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong. That is wrong. You are wrong. Suck it.
Hold on a second. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
Glob. Oh no! Oh! Snow plus gasoline equals glue. Oh! Yeah!
Let's see. That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
Why did you eat it?
Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? almost unnaturally so. It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
Wait a minute.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Kyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Kyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Yeah, I wonder. Oh. Dog. Yes. Yes. Why are there so many W's? Stop giving me shit I don't need. These segments are so annoying. Did you write away like all your heart?
That's scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See?
It fits perfectly!
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Yeah. Wait, no! What's that idea? Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear! Dog is giving it a try. Freaking go! They've all been blue. Wait.
It's all coming together.
It's all.
I got it. Kyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
Oh, yes, a slightly larger pillar.
So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Kyoko's body was already there.
Dog, this is a bunch of wallpaper.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper.
Huh?
Because of that,
Whoa.
the scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on it.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Huh?
when was Kyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
Yeah, you might get DMCA'd.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat moths. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
I guess you could say this is a Moss Haven. Oh!
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Kyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
And why couldn't they mutilate another person? I mean, they get the two. You can only kill 2 people rule, but come on, that'd be grisly visual.
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out. I see!
Yeah, I do.
The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then Kyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Dog, don't be calling me a jerk!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Kyoko was killed. That would mean Kyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Wow.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Ryoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Hey, I need that. Yes!
When Kyoko died, Ibuki's feet...
I am telling you to Did you see her walk?
If her feet were up, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that. Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries. Then it's Hyoko's blood!
Kyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Kyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Kyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of
Oh shit!
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure?
Are you sure?
You're so frightened you can't even make a time for conviction starts now! You better entertain me to the fullest!
Dog, was this the music I was using? Is this the music I was using in the 5th episode of Mansion Battle?
Ibuki's feet belong to Kyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about what did you see, a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet. Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet. Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never... Did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet. Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet. Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet. Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was... Did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belong... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the... You can't step on blood that... Just a... Did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there. Did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there.
I keep on actually.
Just a... Did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was... Did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never... Did you see a nice nightmare?
Yes!
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that
Kyoko was taped to the pillar, that it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power. Kyoko was taped to the pillar, yet that it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar... You should feel crap. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Dude!
Kyoko was taped to the pillar, yet that it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Die!
Damn it! You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was... You can't step on blood that was never... Just about... Did you see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about... Did you see a nice nightmare?
as long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds. There's no doubt that that blood is Hyoko's.
Kyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. Then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Dude!
Kyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. Then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with... You should feel... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Dude! How? How?
Kyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. Then it's possible that the pillar still had... However, you cannot step on the pillar with... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
What am I supposed to do?
Kyoko was taped to the pillar, yet then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
What the hell? What the hell am I supposed to do?
Kyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. Then it's possible that the pillar still had... However, you cannot step on the pillar. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
There's no way to do that! Oh.
Kyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. Then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel proud of yourself. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power. Kyoko was taped to the pillar, then it's possible that however, you can... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my... Damn it! You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet... Ha! It tried to remember the... There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Alright, whew, clutch.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things!
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
I can make a diagram of how far of a hole the people have dug themselves in this trial. They all go gradually down a tiny bit, and then her shit's already at the core of the earth.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact. so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikan's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file, just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yup. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Kyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then. But regardless of good or evil...
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no blackened to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito, what do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's dead. But I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Kyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, if she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
Okay, but her neck would be really
She
broken.
hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two.
What the heck?
Bro, you gotta
There's still
stop.
one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Yes!
Forced?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something.
They AI generated the despair video, yeah!
So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Kyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Alright then. Dude, the one on the top is 1-8. Yeah, I need that.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement,
I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stated, what about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be.
That's not an app.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi then...
No,
That's wrong!
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikon and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey,
Dog.
what kind of situation is that?
Dude, that should not be the expression. It should be more like what he's got going on over there.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Listen, he just likes getting surrounded by nice thighs. Huh?
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
Yeah, that's surrounded by with nice thighs. Am I wrong?
And we went to the hospital together afterward.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
Hajime, your
Better
flagpole!
if we think of the killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process, was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel.
Sure, buddy.
I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Alright, what we got going on here?
Hiya!
Stop it!
Stop talking about balls!
What a disappointment!
Why is that in the middle of the trial?
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead.
What bloody what?
No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you?
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
Whoa! If that guy ever dies, then you're looking hella suspicious.
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right?
To something!
Kyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Dog.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying Kyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
What do you mean the imitation wasn't enough? Why would you say that? If they were saying the imitation was half-assed, why are you saying that? M is for murder, and M is for medic.
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Kyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Alright, let's get this off. Yes! I need that.
Why did Kyoko go to the music venue? There's no way he's not.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
Killer, come to the music videos. What the heck?
Maybe she got abducted by the
Kyoko killer.
Maybe she went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Kyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room.
There's no way she got abducted?
Kyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right?
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like...
I won't lose!
Whoa!
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This could be my first and last highlight of the day. No! Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk! I'll shut you up right now!
Whoa. I need
Kyoko
you.
was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
No! Dog!
Kyoko was locked inside her room. She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Kyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
Another
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Really?
Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's her kimono was all messed up. There's only
Dude.
one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Allow me to cut through those words.
I'll make you eat those words.
The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because she
Grug,
was
not
able to
even
properly
close.
wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Kyoko seemed to be really... I believe that...
Alright.
That is why I informed her.
Dog!
I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes!
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
You freaky dog!
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Kyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Kyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting this Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes?
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course! I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
That was to say, you're not gonna... Wait a minute.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Kyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is... it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head. And without hesitation,
killed Kyoko.
Because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan. Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
You're asking Mr. Twink?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet? Oh, am I allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she
You
faked
remember
her
that
death
now?
and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then. Are you freaking kidding me?
That's strange. That's very strange.
Strange? What's strange?
Oh. Oh, I know this, I know this, I know this! No! Stop!
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah. That stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
What's that?
You noticed such a small detail! How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video.
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands. As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try. Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way
So
the
what the
video
hell
was
happened?
recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
But where would you find another stepladder?
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki! All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills!
What are you two talking about?
Not sex. Now give me an eye. Oh no! Dude, give me another M! Over here. Oh my God. Oh, jeez! Oh, shit!
Got it! That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
Oh, whoa! Whoa! We're here. Follow question?
It's all coming together! That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor. I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Alright. Give me an N. Now, yeah, give me some F's. Now give me some E's to make this easy. Wait. Shoot! Why does they never R? No! Oh. Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god!
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh?
Can you spell the word knife?
The
S.
music venue looked completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue.
Which place resembled the... Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Dog! There's something!
There's no way and the music venue.
Which place resembled... Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Dude!
Damn it!
We will never give up!
I'm shooting it with the thing.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Dude!
It might have tempered.
I still can't believe Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
There's no way and the music venue.
Which place
Well, I was
resembled
shooting the wrong
conference room,
one.
Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Right there!
That must be it.
Alright. Oh, we're back on track.
What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain. But after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room? In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence.
I remember.
I can prove it with this. You're referring to the candle in the music video, right?
Hajime, why is your finger moving like that?
In the video
We gotta
I
have a
saw,
talk.
the candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video
Why does he even bring up Kyoko?
It was
What?
the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, There's no way it happened during the day.
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
Oh my god, I just realized that. His exes are a knife and a fork. Duh. Oh my god.
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. Then naturally, the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
Alright, let's go. Listen, Nagito. The person next to you is already dead. So that means it's the other live person next to you.
You're the only one! Nico, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone?
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence? At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room.
True.
That's when you put on a hospital gown.
And then she turns into a naked gray person.
By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video.
Dog. Why is the mystical gray person caked up?
And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer?
Yes!
That's impossible!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Yes.
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine.
So he's saying a woman. But he's just saying it's possible to get killed by a woman.
And a tournament for social punching bags. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you?
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
I mean, just gotta think about it.
Hey, Hajime!
Can you hold on a minute? Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time. I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
What is it?
Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
Guys,
You better
I'm
not have kept quiet
gay.
on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game.
Shut up!
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small,
Oh,
decisive...
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. Okay. Hey.
Dang, that's a huge deal!
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from, this rope was
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Interesting you say that, Nagito
Hey, you're taking too
Komaeda.
long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer,
What the?
I think the rope was used like this.
Alright, how was it used, mister?
The killer wrapped
Oh!
the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The
True.
center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Yeah, I do.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
God damn it, dude. He was
What was
cooking!
all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Alright, shoot.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled.
That's basically the no hanging and the scars they leave were scars.
But we believed it. Why would that?
Where's
Did we fall for
Kazuichi?
someone's lie?
That must be it!
What do you agree with? Why did you get freaky?
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time. You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First,
No, I am not waiting.
I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that.
But what were you doing this entire game so far?
That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You were right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, Her symptoms were still
Alright,
very serious.
why is this guy,
Caused her to
why is this
believe
guy
what anybody
cook
told her.
and simultaneously mess with
It
everybody?
wouldn't surprise
Is he
me if she
stupid?
willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? Cause she was planning to do this all along?
Web. 3-host web parody. Within the next week. Yeah. 3-host web parody within the next week. And since Yo Girl doesn't have basically anything, a movie I made with a few hours back in December on the old GGF871 channel. I have 2 out of 3 segments fully edited. I'm scripting 1. And when I'm done with that one, I can edit it all together. So there's a chance it could come out Sunday or Monday. If it does come out Monday, it'll probably come out afternoon. Slim chance of it being a Sunday, but so Sunday or Monday, but more likely than not Monday. Or maybe if I get it done then, I can just schedule it for Tuesday. So we're looking at May 19th or May 20th. Sorry I've been going so long without parodies, but
I'm not a criminal.
But activity will speed up during the summer.
I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan
I'm
is the
also
killer.
planning on doing the BFB parody I mentioned, but instead of going through one half of the season then the other, I'm thinking of doing it one big stretch, all 30 episodes. They have their own things to talk about. So what that could mean is that it's definitely going to be over an hour, maybe even over an hour and a half.
The only thing I can do is back off, I guess.
It could probably overtake the Roblox Ragdoll Show Season 7 to be the longest parody. That one's been the longest parody for 13 months.
But is that
which is nuts to me.
Okay? Is that everyone's hope?
Yeah.
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna...
Yeah, I'm also working on that 2-episode remake event. Web 2 will be out this summer. We got the original 3 from the first web returning, and then I'm gonna try getting 3 new wait a minute. Hey. Chat. This guy's made segmented films before. I'd say we got a pretty obvious new filmmaker pick for Web 2.
I'm really not the killer.
Let's just say bro is already in the chat.
There's no way. I'm capable of killing.
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop.
I've already covered Roblox of Deaths 4 and 5, so it's kind of a no-brainer.
I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first.
Yeah. That was the first game. They still haven't gotten around to the second game yet, which is what I'm playing right now. But I really wish they do sometime.
Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Huh?
Is that all you
can
say?
So in the end, you're all just
wait, when she started going like this?
justifying your actions with fancy words. Everyone always treats
Okay,
me
okay.
like that. It's all her fault. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Where's the Starburst watercolor? I can't laugh at this without a Starburst watercolor.
Hey, Mikan.
It's like, zombie. Except for mouth washing. That's like the one exception.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Not fair.
No. No. Not really. I was doing it for fun.
Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away! What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta hop back in the chat real quick. Oh, Torch is back in the thumbnail because Torch is the. Wait, what was the thing they say? What was the thing?
You want Torch, the hottest puppet around.
Torch, the hottest puppet around.
Why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered 2 of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair. Hey Mikan, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said.
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video?
Torch, the hottest puppet around.
That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like
Now she's circling back, dude. Stop digging your grave.
everybody always hate me!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! Video. I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
Yeah, Hajime, you gotta find her hole.
I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Wait, oh, hey, wait! I'm not meaning like that. I mean like the hole in her argument. Come on.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
Alright. Boom. Make your argument. Okay, we gotta... Alright.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed.
Is the handbag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have...
Is that really your... You could tell her body type under the hospital gown just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
No! Check. I gotta force through, but use my concentration skills.
Is the handbag on the hospital gown, or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You can tell her body just from that. There's no way you'd be so please.
Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Alright.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the handbag on the hospital gown, or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly...
Is that really your... You could tell her body type under the hospital gown just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Oh! No! I missed it!
There's no way you'd be able to... So please
Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
We can't think of anybody who could have.
Now we gotta fast forward through and then get back to the thing.
Is that really? You can tell her body just from that camera angle.
Go! No!
Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Yeah, I'm locking in.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed.
And this is the funny rhythm game. I have multiple speedrun world records.
Just from that camera angle. Just from that
chat.
There's no way you'd be so
Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the handbag on the hospital gown, or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You can tell her body just from that camera angle. Just from that
No! Oh my god!
Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the handbag on the hospital?
I know what to absorb. I know what to shoot.
Is that really? You can tell her body just from that. There's no way you'd be so please.
Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Yeah. Zog, I'm doing it.
I'm not the killer.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the handbag on the hospital gown, or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You can tell her body just from that camera angle.
Yes! Yes!
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
I shot through the contradiction. Let's go.
Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only
You know what
one
M
who saw
stands
that
for?
video.
Mistake. M also stands for murder.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just
The twink is
reward.
cooking.
You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true?
Dude, you are seriously messed up.
that's not it?
I mean, it's impossible. You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Ding!
What the heck's wrong with her?
That tote bag. Isn't it the same?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag?
She knows she's conscious, so now she's just digging herself a bigger grave.
Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the... It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated, so you'll forgive it!
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me?
Much like how Makoto fumbled Sayaka. Oh!
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right?
Zoc, she's going crazy. Do something. I'm gonna do a rhythm game.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
No!
Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Dude, stop!
Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
What is she doing? Yeah?
We'll never give up.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me! There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time. You're done for! Why only me? Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time. You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Dude, dog!
Body, what?
Can you forgive me already?
Hold on.
I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? Please, draw on me. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
This is the end.
Alright, yeah, it is possible.
There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Oh my god!
We will never give up!
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time. You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in 2 places at the same time.
Oh my god! Why? I'm doing it correctly. Wait. Theater bonus
There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it.
This is the end.
Chat, am I stupid? Chat.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
Chat.
Whoever bought, which means it's not impossible to use that bag in 2 separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why can't you forgive me?
Cause he killed 2 people!
Why does everybody always hate me?
Mikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning, and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Alright. Nope, we don't need that. Alright, yes! Last dock! So, there's still something that has to go there in the panel with the guy running. Alright, yes? And then...
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident...
Is this the Mansion Battle credits music?
I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time.
Dog!
When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for 2-way communication with the hospital and the music video. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music video, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake.
What a great actor.
I didn't know that, so I went to the music video and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music video, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko again. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside,
I like how the band doesn't do anything to Fuyuhiko doing that crazy ass pose.
Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing. This feeling of despair.
Bro!
Mikan!
Dog, she getting freaky at the spirit. Hey, look at Terror's ex. Ultimate Chef. Fork and knife. Lol.
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Dog, she getting freaky at despair.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion. Now then, please, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Let's go!
Why is her hair brown on that? Boy, in the game, it's black.
Well now.
Now then, though it may be obvious at this point,
Correct.
you got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right. The true identity of the horrifying Blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Sumiki.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nurses back to health, was the one who killed them?
I won't forgive
Don't
you.
drug around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them?
Hey!
Don't just laugh. Say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This chick!
Hey!
This is nothing like pickup. She's actually gone mental.
That's all.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the Mikan Sumiki we knew. Huh? Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the spare disease, which was the motive for this case.
What?
Mikan too, you say? I know because I was looking at Mika for so long. She was the one taking care of me after all. My consciousness kept drifting. But even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on. Did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Then that means she was...
What?
Huh? Hajime, has something crossed your mind? No shot! Dog! You really had a flashback to when her boobs were in his face. Really hot. Hajime, you freaky dog! That's right. Mikan felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been a high fever. Are you sure? It was just a high fever. It may have been a mix of that. But also... Dog! Kodaka, that was an upskirt of an anime girl, dude.
It cannot be.
That because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps.
The symptoms that she felt surely must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she could still laugh in such a hopeless situation.
Jeez.
Which means Mikan sitting before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's the ultimate despair. Right? Oh my god! I caught it! I caught it! Ultimate despair? Wait. Is Mikan Tsumiki? Wait a minute. No, that's 12 letters. The name I'm thinking of has 13 letters. You know. Mikuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere at this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. Yeah, her. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead for the sake of hope?
Possible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What
I did was for the sake of my...
sake of my beloved.
Huh?
Who are you talking about? As long as you're still alive, they'd be so happy. Junko? I mean, I've been trying to parody Danganronpa 3 for a year now. Yeah, parody was the longest production time. Danganronpa 3, I was not expecting it. I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right.
Dog, why are you getting so freaky in the name of despair?
Never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
Dog, what is she talking about? I understand I done something unforgivable. You know, to understand it all is truly what love is all about.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? It's because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you.
Well...
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. Oh, I just feel like a freedom. You no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much you tease me, splash me with water, kick me, it's like nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love, only love. Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
It seems that I was wrong. Not only was she infected by despair, you're half right.
it's right to say that it's not thanks to that disease, but thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom! Which means you had the remembering disease? But if this means she remembered something and ended up like this, are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? Don't get so angry! Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I am the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. It was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and accepts me. Because she got squashed by the thing that was supposed to kill Makoto. Because, like, she wouldn't be feeling this despair normally. Junko. And you can learn about it more when we get to Danganronpa 3. And if I get stuck at a point, I gotta script out a whole episode and then edit it together so I can complete a parody in a reasonable amount of time. Danganronpa 3, I'm calling it this summer. You hear? You hear me? Alright, good.
Don't fuck with me.
Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? Wait, can I even say? Are you saying this is Mikon? Mikon, please answer me. Did you really remember? You don't like this all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that! There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikon! Oh, you still doubt me? Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's about that World Ender organization that you're all worrying about. Dog!
You serious?
You know? No, I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along. How that horrifying organization known as World Ender. It's also the Future Foundation, consisting of Makoto Naegi, Kyoko Kirigiri, and Byakuya Togami. And the other two that survived the Trigger Happy Havoc, and the Toko's running off with Kamaru. Yeah. Like that. I was kind of on the right track. Japanese word future first. Hatsune Miku in Danganronpa. Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know. As part of our plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monomi? Huh? I knew it! Monomi! Monokuma! They're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? But no. Monokuma's doing something silly there, too. Monomi and I are members. I am Monokuma. My existence is entirely my own. Dog! Don't laugh. Hey Mikon, if you really do remember, you already know, right? You know that I traded under the trader hiding among us. Of course I know that. Let's see, the Future Foundation like it's hiding among you all is... Oh well, no one really cares about that, don't you think?
Of course not!
Oh hell no! You'll find out eventually. There's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. You even know that? Wait, no, wait. I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart. I just don't care about anyone or anything. Beacon? Is this really you? I won't believe it. It's why I can believe we were all like this all along. Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time with up until now? The past. Past? That person. She didn't exist at the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys consider that thing a friend.
Oh?
Sigh. That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. That's... Well, that applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever it is, losing memories are like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component of building a person. Don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past. Don't you think? I know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school's lives.
Hey!
So, is all along? Our memories are taken away?
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, wouldn't we be suffering this much? Why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace? Oh, Monokuma! Is it alright for you to start right now? Alright, guys, it's execution time!
Yes, indeed!
Punishment time? Damn it! Why? Mikon, what does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
For the ultimate nurse, Mikon Tsumiki!
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to
I got real tired of speaking through all of that.
Let's give it everything we've got!
It's punishment time! Alright, let's see what they got in store. Bro got the giant reanimator syringe. Oh! 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 Dog! 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 My jaw! My jaw, dude. Oh god, that actually hurts. That actually hurts. My jaw was... My jaw was on the ground. You know, I've actually seen the execution before, but seeing it happen within the constraints of the game is just... What the hell? Like... Kanaka smoking. Alright, so we got this execution where she's just in a medical bed and then then Monokuma just injects this hand under her with like a giant reanimator syringe. Okay, it gets better for this. He injects it with the reanimator syringe and it starts vibrating and then she orgasms like guys, do we think this is a good idea? And then everyone in the development studio was just like, yes. Bravo, Kanaka. Let's smoke Fat J in your honor.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikon from earlier? Was that her true form? Or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease?
Damn it.
it doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along, Mikon was never worth being a symbol of hope. Even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, the disease turned her into that. If she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So let's just move on. Come on, let's all take this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait.
That is impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so...
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor too.
Wrong.
Too bad. That's not the case. Miko was not the traitor. The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monomi looks right now. I'm not fine at all. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you're different than Monomi. Who cares about who I am? More important, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break. Your right eye's made out of black beans? Wait, no, that's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say? You know, it doesn't say that life has its ups and downs. It's fun because downs come after ups, but if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So, in order to help you guys feel better, I prepared a special event. Special event? Head over to the First Islands Beach. An old friend will be waiting there. Old friend? Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey!
It is, isn't it? Nekomaru is safe after all? Safe? How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Hi, I'm Luffy. Help me find the One Piece. Awesome! We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope? I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us. But
So just as
three of her friends just died. So I honestly cannot be happy. Miss Sonia? However, even so, I'm still happy. If Nekomaru is safe, I am truly happy. If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord, who gives a shit? The line doesn't suit you at all. Silence. I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Kyoko, Mikon, can you hear us? No, they're dead. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
Then let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died. Huh? What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? I don't get this at all.
Alright!
Alrighty then, let's go! Yeah, you're right. Alright. Man, they just ran off without listening what I had to say. Jeez, they're so impatient. Did they learn to stick around till others have finished talking? What does that mean? You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to... wait, hold on. I was just trying to probably explain anything to them, including Nekomaru's body. Huh? Nekomaru's body? It's safe fun for not sticking around until I finish talking. So if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who is that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. Alright. Alright, Monokuma, let's get this shit over with. Hurry! To the beach on the first island! Alright! Let's haul ass! Alright, now that we've hauled ass, over to this Mono!
Hey! Listen!
Alright.
Hey!
Oh, what the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found! Could it be? Did we get false info from Monokuma again?
Could it...
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty silly, you know?
Her face! Look at Chiaki's face! She looks truly... Why does she look so pissed off?
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing
Why does she look so pissed off?
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing!
Doc, show us! Show us his robo body.
Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Finally! Metal Sonic! Nine days. Wowzers, Bowsers. Boom. Chapter end. Wow. Dog, why don't I just want her apron?
The name's Nekomaru Nidai!
Nekomaru?
No matter how you look at it, I'm still me!
No matter how we look at it, this isn't you at all.
Sheesh!
You... I already know. Hey!
Oh, to come off! Holy crap! It's not just for show!
Pure electricity!
Now we can take electric shits.
Damn it. Sorry.
You serious?
Hey.
Hey.
Oh. Huh? Show some spirit!
Amazing!
Dude, he's brimming with hope! Yes! I love brimming with hope!
What's this?
My! Am I interrupting your touching reunion?
Yeah! Hey, oh my goodness!
Hey!
Fool!
Yeah!
Oh shit! I got a shit! Yeah, huge misunderstanding. Yeah, I know.
Hey!
You.
Stop trying to show me your boobs, game.
Disappear!
Not as Monokuma Bazooka.
That didn't faze me at all! Check it out!
Oh yeah!
I'm intact! I have no injuries at all!
Except for a bit of dust.
Hey!
No, thank you!
By the way... Of course!
Fool!
Oh, dog.
Let's get along!
Once again, hope we can all get along. Alright, buddy.
It's impossible.
Sheesh!
Uh-huh. Whew. Hey.
Once again, I was forced to accept. It's not as if the day-to-day world I know. It's a mad world where the strange is accepted as normal. And we're living it there. I've been here for 2.5 hours. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.